everyone and welcome. Today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. Instead of a painting demonstration, I thought I'd talk to you about paints. If you've been following me for a while, you probably know that I like to mix my own paints a lot of the time. Custom shade, so on and so forth. And I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about that, why I do it, how I do it. And yeah, I'll show you, just demonstrate one or two shades, how I go about mixing them and why. So let me just turn the camera around and we'll continue. So first of all, why do I like to mix my own paints? Let's just have a look at these. I tend to use mainly Amsterdam paints. Reason being that they're very easily attainable here and not actually a terrible price compared to what some of the other things excuse me, some of the other things here in Finland cost. You know, they've got so many different shades. I like that the opacity or transparency and the light fastedness is marked on the tube there. But then when you look at most of the shades, they are a combination of many pigments. This one happens to be just two, pigment violet 19 and pigment white 6. Let's have a look at another one. This one is a sky blue light, and this one is actually 3. It's the same white. Then there's a pigment blue 15 and a pigment green 7. Now, nothing wrong with that per se, but I've come to realize that over time I've noticed that they can cause some pretty unexpected results when it comes to especially pour painting. The paints are quite likely to mix with some techniques, at least quite a lot, and if you're not quite sure what's in your paints, that so easily creates mud, as I'm sure, or a very nasty grayish muddy color, as a lot of you know. So I'm gonna leave those aside, and today I'll show you the colors I have already mixed here. These are all one consistency, and you'll probably notice that the one color family shades that are completely missing are greens. I love the combination of turquoise and purple, and I have one very nice purple here, just one though, so I need to make more shades of purple. But I thought I'd do greens, turquoise, and for that I have some Amsterdam that I could use. But here's another thing. I'm going to use phthalo blue and phthalo green to make my turquoise. That's a very commonly used coupling for turquoise. Reason being that the phthalo blue leans very heavily towards green already in pigmentation. It's a single pigment color, so I will know exactly what goes into my paint mix then. But this is transparent completely, and with most of the techniques I do, well, probably not most, but a lot of them I use black, and black can completely make transparent colors disappear when they're on top, when they dry, that is. So I like to make sure that a lot of my paints, preferably most of them, if not all of them, are transparent, or at least, opaque, or at least semi-opaque. So I'm not going to be using Amsterdam for that. I will be using Liquitex. And Liquitex, this is again a phthalo blue, pigment blue 15-3. Which one was this? Pigment blue 15. So it's the same thing, but this is opaque. So mixing this with Liquitex phthalo green, which is a semi, I will get a opaque paint. So I'll be using these two to make my sort of a base turquoise and go from there. I will be using, I'll probably do 2 or 3 different shades. And if I want a lighter one, I'll just add some titanium white. And if I want a darker one, just the tiniest bit of oxide black. So we'll make a start. I'll pop you up the top so you can see what I'm doing. So to make a turquoise, you will, generally speaking, well, you will want more blue than green. And because I want to make more of the greenish shades today, I'm actually aiming for a turquoise green instead of a turquoise blue. So I'm going to start with about 50-50 of each color. This is the phthalo blue, and I'm just going to make neat colors in this cup, and I'll do the pour painting mixing a little bit later. At this stage I tend to just eyeball the amounts, because then I'll go ahead and adjust until I have the turquoise green that I want. Right, so just give it a real good mix, and that actually is already looking very promising for a turquoise green. That's a real nice color, but after mixing it a little bit more, I think it's still too blue. So let's add more green to it. I like using these transparent cups for this reason. You can see whether you've more or less mixed all your color yet or not. Yeah, that's a tad too blue for my liking, so I think I'm gonna need a fair bit more of the phthalo green. And again, I can just adjust if it goes too green now, but I doubt it. I doubt it'll go too green at this stage. And this actually will yield me enough for at least the 2-3 color variations. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the green again, and then I can start sort of playing with it a little bit. Okay, just pop some more there. And you know, using those ready mixed colors, shades, like I said, Amsterdam have so many of them. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like I said, I just prefer to mix my own, not only because I know what the pigments are that went into the paints, and therefore I can be at least a little bit more confident that I know how different shades will then eventually react together in pour painting. Plus, I actually find this really therapeutic. I'm still on my summer vacation right now, but I think it was my first day of summer vacation. I stood here in my studio, I kid you not, almost non-stop for 13 hours just mixing paint, because I just love doing it. It's just something, you know, it's hard to explain. You sort of get out of your own head, if you like, and just go into a zone and just enjoy, you know, the pre-creating phases. I know it's not for everybody, and yeah, you know, it doesn't need to be, but you know, that's just me. I really enjoy this process. Very soothing and therapeutic. Okay, so I am happy with that. That's actually a really yummy color. I hope you can see it well enough and the colors come through. So what I'll go ahead and do now is I'll scoop this into, oops, 2 more. So I'm just going to split this lot into 3 parts, and I'm going to lighten one, another one. Wonder what I shall do with it. I might actually lighten it with some yellow. Just bear with me. Haha, found it. I knew I had it. So this is a Azo yellow light by Amsterdam. Pigment yellow, just pigment yellow. So I can lighten one lot with that. I'm not going to touch the black because this is already so dark that I will end up with a super dark color. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just carry on with this. I'll put some music on for you and most likely speed up the video at this stage, and I will. Okay, so the addition of the yellow created a really nice, I think you could call that almost like a moss green. That is a really nice color. Brought out the green a lot more. And now I'm gonna do the third one, which is just adding the titanium white into the first mix. Just gonna wipe my stick at this stage because I don't want the yellow to mix into this, because this will make a real nice sort of how would you describe it, Mediterranean turquoise maybe. So I'll just go ahead and mix that one. So maybe not exactly a Mediterranean. It is more green than a Mediterranean turquoise would be, but that's a really sort of I don't know, oceanic color perhaps. I don't know how else to describe that. But yeah, you could, you know, you could make so many different variations now. You could easily lighten that with some of the whites. You could lighten this much further and lighten this a little bit, whatever. But I'm gonna leave these 3, and now I am going to make my pouring mix with them. I use the European flow tool because this is what I have available to me, and I just want to show you a little something that I keep hearing people talking about a lot. Now, I don't know how American Floetrol behaves, but I have some Australian Floetrol and this stuff that I use regularly. And people say that using these, by the way, I'm adding about two-thirds of total is now the Floetrol. So about 1 part paint, 2 parts Floetrol. Yes, it seems to lighten it because it's white when it's in liquid form, but I've tested this, and once the European Floetrol dries, same with the Australian ones, it turns completely clear and flexible. So it's very good on canvas. There's no brittleness in the finished paints, so there's nothing to worry about there. So yeah, there's the mix there. Looks a lot darker than it did, but really this is why you should mix your colors before adding anything. Even you know, Liquitex pouring medium will do the same. It'll appear a lot lighter in liquid form, and again, because it's white. in liquid form. So yeah, that's all there really is to it. And as you can see, the possibilities really, they're so endless. They really are. I'm thinking I'm gonna lighten this a little bit. It's just maybe a tad too dark for most applications, so I'll just go ahead and do that. But yeah, that is that in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed this little informational demonstrational video. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Do you want to see more content like this from me? I really like talking to you guys, and I like doing videos of all sorts. So if you're looking for something specific, perhaps, you know, talking about different color combinations, about color theory, anything, I'd be more than happy to oblige. So yeah, leave me a comment, leave me a like if you'd like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. That would really help me out a lot. So yeah, thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly had fun, and I will speak to you